Hello, and welcome back to another episode. Today, I want to upgrade my sugarcane farm because I'm using a lot of these, and it'd be nice if I, didn't have to run over there and manually chop them all down and run around and collect them all. So I think we're going to go with a fully automatic sugarcane farm that should get us a lot, and I do mean a lot of sugar cane. So, there's also one more villager that deals with paper besides the librarian, and I figured it'd be a good spot to stick a building and make a nice little spot for him. So that is, of course, the cartographer. So I think we'll also do kind of a map room and make it kind of a cool little area. So I have all of the stuff I need for the sugarcane farm. I'm going to use a lot of glass. This is going to be we're going to do a flying machine contraption. So this is for the flying machine. And then we're going to need all of the sand for the sugarcane. So here's all the sugarcane. We're going to use rails underneath the sand to collect all of the drops. And then here's all of our spruce leaves. We're going to put the spruce leaves on top of the water so that none of the drops get lost. And then I'm going to light it all up with using jack-o'-lanterns. So that reminds me, I don't think I have I need to grab hopper minecart still. And then these guys over here is what we're going to build. The cartographer is building out of. So let me run around and grab some. I don't even have hoppers. What am I doing? Alright, I need hoppers and I need minecarts with hoppers. So let me grab that and we'll head off to where I'm going to build it. We are going to build the sugarcane farm over here, kind of close to the manual sugarcane farm. So it's going to go over here with the lime green wool over here. And I think the building is going to go here in these magenta wool blocks. The black wool is for a completely different project, but I need to make sure that I keep that in mind and I don't go on the other side of the black wool. So this is the spot for the sugarcane farm that I picked out. Now I'm going to end up having to dig kind of a big hole and get underneath and get a lot of space cleared out for this because I don't just want to make one automatic sugarcane farm. I want to make two. So I'm going to make 2 layers of this. So that means I need to dig down quite a ways so that I can put the first layer in, so that when I put the second layer in, the sugarcane is growing at this level here. So I've got a lot of area to clear. So I'm probably going to grab my spare beacon, set it up over here, and dig out a big hole. Okay, I think we are now deep enough. So what's going to happen is we're going to put in a floor. We're then going to put in some rails, and then the sand goes on top of the rails. Then sugarcane is going on top of the sand. I can't place it right now because there's no water around. So there's going to be 3 blocks high of sugarcane. So 1, 2, 3. So then our next layer is going to start there. There's going to be rail there, and then there's going to be another piece of sand here. And so that looks to be the right level. Yeah, so we are deep enough now. Now I just need to run around and put my floor in. I'm going to use smooth stone for the floor, and I definitely forgot to cook any of it up or decide on smooth stone until after I started digging the hole. So it might take a little bit longer than I originally intended because I'm gonna have to wait for all of my smooth stone to cook up. So, all right, block placing time. All right, so the floor is all in now. And so I think the next thing we need to do is put in the jack-o'-lanterns underneath where the water streams are going to be, and the rails over top where the sugar canes are going to go. So I think I'm going to want a water stream here so that I have a block in the outside. We're going to continue that all the way along. If I did this right, yep, I have one row here as well. Now I might not actually grow any sugarcane on this row here. Or what I'll do is I'll knock out this block and probably the block underneath and fill it with the smooth stone. And just have the minecart run back and forth here. In fact, that's probably what I'll do. I'll come back through and push this out one more layer, one more row on the outside here, and so I can run my track all the way down. So then the track is going to run here. The next thing I need to do is I need to get some power in here so that the minecarts actually have a source of momentum to get all the way down to the end. Now minecarts are able to go, it's something like 32 blocks in a straight line between without needing to have another powered rail to keep them running. Or even slow down. So trying to decide where I need to put this. So this should be 48. So 48 minus 32 is 16. So I should go in 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to go in one more. And I'm going to knock out every other block in here. Probably just going to pull out the entire row here. And I'm going to put a block of redstone here. And then I will put the smooth stone back. So it'll look something like this. And then now I just need to run the rails and the pumpkins all the way down to the end. The tracks and the pumpkins and the minecarts are all in. I ended up going with a 3-long powered rail section. I didn't really feel like the minecarts were keeping up to speed when going around the bend. On the straightaway, the 32 is fine. But around the bend, they slowed down quite a bit. And that was, yeah, I felt if I can just add a few more powered rails, that it would fix the issue. So I think that'll be all right. And then the other thing I added is down here on this end, I added hoppers underneath the last 4 rails here on all of the ends. So this will allow the minecart with hopper to be able to empty their inventory, and it's just running into a hopper line that goes down to this end and goes into a bunch of chests. This is on the opposite side of where our cartographer's building is going to go. And the reason why I'm having it on that end instead of here is I'm eventually going to have a larger storage facility that's probably going to be underneath the pyramid. And so it's going to be easier to run it that way if I bring all of the storage over to there. So that is, well, that's all of the pumpkins and the rails and the minecart. That's all of the collection system for the first layer. I'm now going to grab some sand and drop it on top of the rails themselves, and then fill in with water on top of the pumpkins and between the sands. The first layer of sand and all of the water is in. The next thing I need to do is run along on top of the water and put in the leaf blocks. That'll help prevent any spillage or the random sugarcane from getting flown everywhere. And we'll be able to pick it up in our collection system at the end. The leaves and the sugarcane are all in for our first layer. And now we actually need to build the flying machine to actually come through and harvest all of this. But before I do that, I realized that I need to make this 2 longer on both sides, which is getting pretty close to my boundary here. So I think it'll be all right as far as my project goes. I think that'll be all right. All right, I have a couple of rows cleared for the flying machine. I think we're gonna actually build it here, kind of over the farm a little bit, and let it run down and come back before I do anything else back here. I'm guessing I'm gonna have some lossage. And I'm gonna lose some of the sugar cane that's back here, and I don't know how much. If I'm only losing, 5, 10 for a full harvest, I might just leave it. If I'm losing like 3 stacks per harvest, I'm probably gonna try to figure out a way to grab all of the drops, but we'll see. So, flying machine, where to start? Well, I'm gonna build it over the farm a little bit, so I'm gonna clear out a little bit of room. And I'm actually going to start with a piece of stained glass on the end. The reason why I'm using stained glass is because if I use a slime block like the rest of the flying machine, it's gonna try to stick to the stone or the sandstone or whatever is against the wall. Oops, did not mean to get rid of you. So now I'm going to build my slime blocks over, and I'm trying to find the center of my farm now. And so, I kind of go at this from both sides, and I need to have, this needs to be kind of 2 rows deep. So if I started it there and I want that side to be back farther, I need to start this one here. And then now I can build these so that they're equidistant from the wall. So the farm itself is 21 blocks wide, but the widest I can make a flying machine is 20, I believe. So I think I'm gonna have to cut out 1 row, which means I'm probably gonna end up clearing out all of the rails underneath and getting rid of that minecart with hopper as well. So yeah. Alright, so now I have a 20 long block of slime. So 10 there with the last slime block being a piece of glass instead of a slime block. And now, what I need to do is I need to take a sticky piston, and I need to place it this direction, so it's grabbing this slime block. I'm gonna put this down as a temporary block. Let me get over. And then I'm gonna put another sticky piston facing this way. I can now remove this slime block. I now need to put some observers down. I'm gonna come over here, put an observer facing up. I can now remove that slime block. And then I need to repeat this right here. So, slime block. That's not an observer. Observer facing up. And I can get rid of the slime block. Did I get my sticky piston back? Yes, I did. So this is the entire flying machine. Now we need the receiver on both sides. So in line with this observer, I need to go here, and I need to clear out a little bit of room. So that's in line here. And so this is 3 up from the ground. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that is on the right height. I now need to put temporary block here so that I can put an observer so that it's observing that. So it will be observing the observer that comes in. That sounded way more complicated than it needed to be. Essentially, when the flying machine is done, is getting close to the side, this face is going to hit up right in front of the observer, and it's going to be able to put out a pulse. I then need to put an immovable block behind the observer here. So I'm using obsidian, but you can use like a furnace or something else like that. Then I'm going to take a repeater, and I'm going to put it on either 2 or 4. 1 does not work, 3 does not work. So I'm going to put it on 2, and then I'm going to take my redstone dust and put it back there. Then now, if I get in front of this little guy, I'm going to put a iron trapdoor down in front of the repeater. Now, it doesn't have to be an iron trapdoor. It could be any kind of trapdoor you want, but I'm going to use an iron trapdoor. So what's going to happen here is when the flying machine is on the way back, it's going to be, you know, marching right along this line, and it's going to run up right along that observer. And you see how the trapdoor flipped up and then slammed back down? That is going to be right on top of this guy's little face. And then when it comes back down, it's going to be able to reverse direction and then head back the other direction. So that's everything we need for the return station. So now we just need to build the same little contraption here on the other side. And we need to make sure that it's in line with this face. So this was 3 up. It was on the 3rd block. So I'm gonna head all the way over here and build that all over again. Alright, so I've built the other receiving station on the other side of the farm. And there's one other thing I want to do over here on this side. So if we put a lever right here on the obsidian, if we were to turn this on, this trapdoor is never going to slam back down. And so when the flying machine is coming back in here, it won't ever be sent back the other direction. And so this is essentially our on and off switch. Alright, so if we built this right, if I put a block on top of this guy's face, he should just start walking on down that direction. And then when it hits the wall, it should be able to turn around and head back this way. But you might have remember me saying that I might need to do something with the wall because, you know, slime blocks like to stick against everything. And right now, if I weren't to change anything, this slime block would want to stick to this piece of stone right here when it came back. So we are going to change this right here to glass. I think we can leave this side because there should be a block gap here. And then I'm going to repeat this on the other side for this side over here. So I think everything's set up right, and so it should head down, hit the receiving station, and then be sent right on back. I will end up cleaning up that end wall after a while, but I'm so excited. I wanna give this a run. So let's see if this works. Seems to be working. Look at it. So let's see how this goes. It's not liking something. We're sticking to the glass. That's what we're sticking to. I can't use glass along the walls here. But what I can use are leaves. Alright, I've changed this to leave blocks on both sides. So if I repower this... Now what? This, when it gets like this means it's completely broken, and I will have to rebuild it. Alright, I have it rebuilt. I figured out the reason why, I think the reason why it failed is because I had this set to a 1 instead of a 2. So, I've changed that. So now I think this should be running just fine. So this is just going to be running for a while. And I'm looking and I'm seeing a lot of drops being sent off here on the end. So I think I'm going to have to figure out a way to deal with that. Alright, so I cleaned up the ends here. I brought the sugarcane all the way out to where I placed the blockers with the repeating station, the relay station, whatever you want to call it. And everything is looks to be working just fine now. I'm still seeing a little bit of items just sitting on the leaf blocks, but I think that'll fix itself if I put in glass on top of it. But I want to put in the second layer first and see where the next layer of leaves is gonna hit. So I think the next thing I need to do is well, repeat everything that I've just done. I finished building the second layer and did a few cleanup things around, and so I think we are ready to kick this one off, and we'll have 2 full layers up and ready. The one thing that I did want to mention about this layer is, well, you see how this row right here, see how it goes right over this little guy's face? Well, if I have a redstone block there underneath that powered rail, like I did do for the first layer down below, well, it leaves this piston extended, and so it never retracts, and so the flying machine just stops right here. And a flying machine isn't really supposed to stop. It's supposed to, you know, move and then head back. I mean, I guess it's supposed to stop at the end, but it's not supposed to stop in the middle. So I came up with this. I put a lever here, as you can see, and that will power the powered rail down below, but it shouldn't affect this. I'm a little worried about, I guess I'm still worried about this piston right here when it goes over it. But that's what this little section is for. And I used a trap door here in order to power, well, to keep the water back in the trench, so we can still have a reed right here. So that's that. Let's kick this off and see if that lever has an issue with this. Well, I guess it would be this piston that has an issue with that lever. So here we go. And it looks like it went over it just fine. So I think we're all right. I think we're doing okay. There's one more thing I want to show you guys, and it's down here in the storage little area. And well, it's not the actual, you know, how many sugarcane that we got. I cleared this before kicking off that top layer flying machine. What I want to show you is this. This is the lever, and if you see, it goes here into a torch tower. If we go all the way up here, you'll see that there's a redstone torch that it touches this redstone piece of dust that goes into the relay system. And so if I were to flip this off, powers this redstone torch, powers the redstone dust, and it stops the flying machine. It sounds like the top layer did not stop. So let me go double check and see if something's going on there. But the idea is that that one lever will be able to power both. Yep. See how this didn't get powered? Alright. Can we fix this like this? There we go. So now that lever should power both the top layer and the bottom layer. And so if we want the farm off, I just have to hit that one lever down there instead of having to flip a lever here and then go down to the middle layer and flip a lever there. So. And this one stopped. Good. You know, cartographers deal with maps and they deal with, you know, figuring out where you are in the world. So I think it makes sense to do a tower for the cartographer, right? Right? Right. All right. So as I showed before, we're going to do most of this out of basalt. But I think I want the actual base of the cartographer's tower built out of black stone. So I'm going to put down my stonecutter here. And then, how much room do I have in this back corner? So I think that is going to be the first block I want to put down. So this is going to be the wall. So I'm thinking something like this. I want to find the center. This is the center. And I want to pop this out one. And then I want to go up to maybe 3 layers. Let's try 3 and see how this looks. I think that'll be all right. You know, let's do fancy blocks on the corners. Okay. Okay, so this is how it's looking now with the half slab in, and I went around and added a bit more detail into the walls themselves with different styles of the blackstone brick. Now I think what I'm gonna do is we're just going to start going after the basalt here. So I'm gonna grab a few, and I want to turn one of these stacks into polished basalt. And as you saw in here, I brought a bunch of gold with me as well. I think what I want to kind of do is I want to mix in gold inside of this tower. So we're going to make this pretty long, and this is about as big as it's going to be. So, I said long, I meant high. This is going to be really, really tall. Well, maybe not really tall, but it's going to be tall. All right, I think I want the corners of the tower to be this polished basalt, most of the way up or all the way up. And I think I'm actually going to take this all the way down into the building itself and almost make it look like these are supports. I think that'll look pretty good. Something like that. And then there's still a ton of room in here to do whatever I want to do. I think that needs to go up 8 more blocks, 10 more blocks. And then we're going to put kind of a roof on it. I think that looks like a pretty good height for both the first stage and kind of the second stage there. So now I think I'm going to go back through and I'm going to fill in each of the sides here with, I think I'm going to do unpolished basalt and then mix in a little bit of gold as well. I added in the walls on our pillar here. And I realized that basalt doesn't actually have a stair variant. So I was hoping to make that a little bit, you know, smoother. But I ended up just using carpets instead, if you can see. And I made each side just a little bit different. Thought that would kind of add a little bit of variety and make it kind of look cool. The top section here, I did make the same on all 4 sides though. So I think the only thing that's left is the very top of our obelisk. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better with a gold capped roof instead of the yellow glass. Cool. So now the only thing that we have left is, you know, getting a villager over here for one. And the entire inside. I finished the interior of our cartographer's obelisk. And, I don't know. I think you guys will like it. So I put a cartographer in the back here. Put a couple of carpets down to decorate the floor. Kind of like this little chandeliers thing I've got going on here. On this side, I have just our base here. You can see pretty much everything that we've done in this world so far. There are a couple things not on this map, obviously, like the witch farm is way out here. And this map here is our super zoomed out maps, and I ran around and put little markers all over for kind of interesting things. And you can see the witch farm way up here. So, I think that will do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.